Generation strategy for business brokers. Let's talk about that. My name is Marco Palmero, founder of Ulysses. And in this video, I want to cover a little bit of a controversial topic, which of course is all about business brokers. Now, if you watched some of the previous videos on my channel, you will know that we focus on business acquisitions. We buy assets or we consult with clients that wish to acquire companies of small, medium sizes. And so you might be wondering, why is it that you're recording a video about business brokers and lead generation for business brokers? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. I had many relationships with many business brokers over the years, and some of the challenges that they mentioned to me over time were these problems about juggling between two things. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm talking about this fact that business brokers are, as a fact, intermediaries. And so they need to generate leads on both sides. They need to generate sellers that are, businesses that are going to be listed on their platform. And at the same time, they need to generate buyers that are going to acquire these assets. That creates a huge challenge because, of course, you need to break up your time between two activities, unless of course you have a big brokerage firm that provides you the leads already, so you just need to work the existing businesses that are provided to you. But supposing you're not in one of these scenarios, you're not falling under one of these cases, the challenge is evident, and it is the fact that you need to continually generate leads, otherwise you're not going to have any listing that you can sell in the market. And if you don't have any listing that you can sell on the market, you're not going to generate the fees. On the other side, if you don't generate any fees, why are you in business? So the challenge is real, and juggling between the two activities is very, time consuming and can be also draining to some respect. And so I thought I would share some ideas that might be helpful because we created our own deal flow strategy that has worked well for us for a specific niche and for some of the people that we consulted with, and can potentially help a lot of the business brokers in streamlining the process of finding opportunities, finding motivated sellers. Now, before we actually dive into that, I want to take a step back and discuss this fact that I stress constantly on my channel, which is this idea of off-market opportunities. Of course, if you're watching this video, you're a business broker, and so you know that there are some opportunities that are not necessarily listed on any site. There's some businesses that get sold off-market, some businesses that get sold on the market, so through you or through some of your competitors. Now, the very surprising fact is that almost half of the businesses that get sold or go up for sale are off market, which means 50% of the market is left untapped by business brokers or by people like myself that are looking at assets to buy, which is kind of an interesting fact if you think about it, because it gives you kind of like perspective of how many deals, how many businesses you could integrate into your pipeline, into your site, and potentially sell it for major profits. Now, what I've realized over time, working both with business brokers and both on our own, is that a combination of the two things is very helpful. But for you as a business broker, it's very interesting to potentially find companies that are off market and make them listed opportunities. Of course, with the right approach and the right strategy that can help you convert these people into your own listing, right? So getting to the point, what is a good lead generation strategy that we have used that can work for business brokers too? Well, the multi-channel approach from my perspective is very good. And I'm talking about both online and offline that are strictly integrated with one another. And the reason for that is actually quite simple. We want to reach out to business owners using the medium or the channel that is more comfortable to them. And so there's a lot of talking online about what is the best lead generation strategy, not only for business brokers, but for businesses in general. And so a lot of people pitch you the cold calling strategy, others the cold email, other the paid ads, other the SEO, you name it. There are tons of ways that to generate lead that people try to pitch you. And to me, it's all about synergistic integration of all these channels together. And don't worry, I'm not talking about complex stuff. We're gonna, take things and simplify everything to the core essence. The point is, when we go about finding off-market deals, we want to reach out to people using their preferred communication channel, which means not necessarily calling all businesses asking if they have a thought about selling is going to be an effective solution. We might want to integrate 2-3 different tools that are going to deliver maximum results to you. And maybe you're already doing this. If you're doing it, there's certainly a way to improve that, and we will talk about that potentially in another video. So integration of multiple channels, I'm thinking emails, calls, social media, networking events, industry gatherings, shoe letter, affiliates that are very, very powerful from that perspective. All these things tied up together can maximize the chances of getting in front of these off-market deals that you are currently not tapping into. And that's all really, it's really all you can ask for, right? Because once you tap into these deals, not only you can make them your own listing, but it's going to be significantly harder for your competition to find these deals and potentially take them away from you, right? Now, you might wonder, well, Marco, you are a buyer of businesses, so why are you sharing some of the strategy that you would use to find businesses for sale with business brokers that are ostensibly a competitor or your intermediary? Well, fundamentally, what we do is very niched, so we don't have any particular ratio in finding our own deals. We're pretty effective at it, and so we don't fear sharing some of the strategies that we have created that have worked for us quite well. And to some respect, we can work toe-to-toe with business brokers from time to time because we provide them a good service from a lead generation perspective, and we can take some of this burden off their shoulders. And who knows, later in the future, things might go in a different direction, and we might become the buyer who acquires a business that you found through your network. So I see that as a great opportunity to leverage our own expertise and our own knowledge to provide service, while at the same time building up a relationship that can generate value for both sides later down the line. So with all that being said, lead generation strategy has to be a multi-channel approach focused on offline and online solutions. And ultimately, it needs to be, from my perspective, something that is strictly separated from your time, which means you shouldn't be focusing all your time on finding these leads. In some respect, you shouldn't really focus a lot of time finding those, because most of the time that you have in a day should be allocated towards finding buyers, which are the ones that ultimately make you the money and help help them through the process of acquiring the assets, right? So you should find people like me that want to buy assets from you and ultimately make sure they can acquire deals and make you your commissions. So how do you do that? Well, a couple ways you can go about it. You can create automated systems on your own. So you can build up automation for emails, automation for calls. You can think about hiring a couple of assistants to do that on your behalf. Or you can find somebody who will join networking events on your behalf, build up a series of affiliates that are gonna work for you or with you to find these deals. But that, of course, it's gonna be pretty time consuming, at least in the beginning. You can still do that, but of course, if you're looking to take effort off your shoulder, one of the good ways you might look into this is the outsourcing of all this, which means you just find somebody like us or like somebody else who can take care of deal flow origination for you and can just send you qualified deals that you just need to, collect information from and then list on your website. So my feeling